Now for deciding the baseline energy consumption, we should take all this data before implementing any energy efficiency projects. Means energy consumption for the entire set of the facility, the prevailing energy consumption should be measured. Energy consumption and related parameters should be verified through on-field measurement, energy meter records, and energy bills. All cycle in energy consumption within a day, within a week, or within a month should be measured. And seasonal variations also should be assessed on the basis of the norms and past historical data. 12 months and 30 months, up to 30 months is ideal, but we can take even past 12 months data also to decide baseline energy consumption data. For street lighting, these are the norms of the illumination level on the various road parameters. Say A1 category of the road 30 lux, A2 15, B1 and B2 8 and 4 lux. Yesterday I have covered this, so I am not going in much detail. And data collection to prepare baseline. If we do not prepare baseline, we will not come to know what is the service delivery we are getting, how much it is consuming. So, first step is to number of metering or switching points for the street lighting, number of street lights in all metering points, then types of the street light installed, say HPMV, HPSV, FTL, GLS, or sometimes CFL and T5 are also being applied in the street lighting. Now, total electricity consumption per month and into a year. Electricity consumption per kilowatt load. Per 1 kilowatt load, how much electricity is consumed efficient. But if we replace T12 or T8, say 30 watt, 36 watt or 40 watt with CFL, then it is not energy efficient, because we should compare lumen output per watt. Lumen output per watt means that say CFL has got range of the lumen output per watt from 30 to 55, while FTL, say T8 or T12, has got lumen efficacy of 60 plus. So, if we replace FTL by CFL, then it is not energy efficient. On the contrary, we will compromising in service delivery. Now, say this is called energy efficiency project. Service delivery improved by 300% and energy saving is in the tune of 63%. So from 12 lux to 35 lux, we have improved service delivery and energy savings achieved 63%. Yesterday I have covered this. This is also energy efficiency. Now this is not energy efficiency. Simple. T5 multi-lamp luminary is not energy efficient. Because say if we will compare with lumen, so T5, say 24 by 4, means they are claiming that it is giving 104 lumen per watt. So 96, the 9600 lumen output, we can't compare it with 32,000 lumen output. 250 watt sodium vapor lamp gives me 32,000 lumen output. That same kind of service delivery cannot be delivered by T5 multi-lamp. So say approximately 10,000 lumen. So service delivery also will be 1/3. We have got dark patches. We have light only below the luminary. Luminary design and its photometry is also designed in such a way that it can't spread light across the road. So this selection of lumen, output per watt, not type of the lamp, say HP, MV or metal halide lamp, if you should, as a buyer, select all the lamps on the basis of the lumen output per watt. This is called, in technical terms, this is called lumen efficacy. Now, higher lumen output is preferred to obtain energy efficiency in street lighting. And prepare baseline data compared with the standard as per IS 1944, which I have shown in previous slide. Optimize service delivery while implementing energy efficiency projects. Maintain or so suppose somewhere we see that in some area we have got higher lux level than the required. So we can reduce the lux level from there while implementing the energy efficiency project. And in the area where we have a poor illumination, then we can improve it. But while improving this illumination level, of course, in my case, in Vadodara case, we have reduced the consumption, but in some case it may increase. It depends on city to city or site to site, suppose it requirement of the particular area also.
Salpa idna, I'll try my best to just restate this. Lights, our suggestion is how much lumens per kilowatt of or watt of energy consumed. That is important. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಲೈಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯೂರ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅಂತ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಲೈನ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಈಗಿರೋ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಲೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರದ್ದು ರಿಲೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈಗ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ಟು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಈಗಿರೋ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದೆ ಅದರದ್ದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ತಾನೇ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯೂ ಲೈಟ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಥವಾ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂತ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು.
Suppose by improving service delivery, we can, in some cases, energy consumption can be increased. 50 watt sodium vapor lamp, 150 watt mercury vapor lamp, and the requirement of that road is of A1 type, so it requires 30 lux or 35 lux level illumination. But so then you have to install 250 watt sodium vapor lamp. So in turn, by improving service delivery, you will end up into higher electrical consumption. But service delivery at the same time we are improving. So these consideration also should be taken care of during implementing energy efficiency. Suppose we implement on our own, then there should not be any issue. There won't be any issue. But if we implement this type of project through ESCO route, then problem will be there that previously we are consuming less energy, now we are consuming more energy after ESCO. So ESCO is not doing good job. That initial impression may be carried by the most of us, because consumption ESCO means we have implemented ESCO to reduce the energy consumption, not to increase the energy consumption. But after improving service delivery, that the consumption may increase in some cases. Now, baseline calculation for street lighting, say in Gujarat we have got 11 hours of the operating hours. I don't know how much, depending on the sunset and sunrise, it may be but around 11.5 or maximum 12. So it is 365 into 11 hours multiplied by load of the particular switching point or entire city. This should be the baseline calculations. It should be compared with the billing of this billing received from the electricity company. Now, baseline consumption shall be derived from the last 1 year, 3 years consumption data. Baseline adjustment shall be on the basis of the effective number of the lamps in operation or difference between connected load and actual bills divided by the effective hours of the operation. Sometimes what happens in ULB, we have got unauthorized tapping in street lighting. So that also should be adjusted while we implement ESCO.
ಎಷ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕವರೇಜ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. I think we'll move on to the next presentation.